Salutations, adventurers. Caddy here. You may notice that something is a bit different. I'm not in my studio today. Instead, I am sitting at Aldrich Park at my alma mater, UCI. I usually come out here to go and write and to clear my head and to sort of refocus. And because of that, I need to talk about something because I need to do a bit of housekeeping in regards to the channel. Um, So as you know, the channel's been up for about 3 months now, and it's grown a lot faster in 3 months than I ever could have anticipated. I mean, not only have I reached almost 1,200 subscribers in my first 3 months, I have also managed to start making partnership deals with Knott's Berry Farm and Goodwill OC, starting to work with a whole bunch of these great organizations. And I've started also my own website and getting that going. And have even started doing things beyond the website, like potentially starting a spring store. Well, not quite potentially, I now have it online. And I mean, that's great. That's a lot of progress to happen in 3 months. But it's also something I need to talk about. Please bear with me. I have my script written right next to me on my laptop. I did write this out to make this a bit easier to say, um, but um, but because of that, I'm going to have to deal with a few things more that are not going to be as formal or official. So please bear with me. You may recently remember the whole debacle with the Jungle Cruise video. That video actually got uploaded and then re-uploaded multiple times, initially on its first day, and then we ended up doing a final version about a week later. We just kept having all these technical glitches. There were glitches that happened in editing, glitches that happened with video transferring, glitches that happened once we got onto YouTube. And then even when that was sort of done and dealt with, there was still a lot that, even though we made something decent, it doesn't feel like something that I would have liked. And what happened as I was dealing with this mess really had me reanalyze how I've been approaching videos on YouTube. As it stands right now, the model that the algorithm expects from me is that I release about 2 shorts a week, usually on Monday and Wednesday mornings, and then every 2 weeks or so I'm releasing a long form video, either a ride review or an overview of the park or an interview with someone or something like that, where I am covering essentially how you deal with the parks as an autistic person. But if you may have noticed, for like the past few weeks, shorts have really been starting to take over on my channel. Now, don't get me wrong, some of my shorts are the most viewed stuff on the channel. Special thank you to all the people who watched all the Star Wars Day shorts. We were very proud of a lot of those and thought they were a lot of fun. But the thing that I started realizing is that the shorts were starting to take over on the channel. They were starting to become the big thing on the channel as a whole. They were really just becoming kind of what the channel was, rather than what they were supposed to be, which was the shorts were supposed to supplement the larger videos. They were supposed to be a means of like getting across, oh, hey, not only do I exist, but the main things I want to talk about is how I see the world as an autistic person. More particularly, how do I see theme parks, the place I absolutely love in the whole world? How do I see that through my eyes as an autistic person? But instead, a lot of the more recent shorts have really become just like almost like the same like day in the life, kind of see everything else kind of going around style that you kind of expect from the format. And they're starting to become sort of hazy. I'm not really also getting them out on the right time for anyone else. And I'm sort of messing things up on my end. And honestly, that's just because I just kind of let the shorts happen. I just kind of started filming more for the shorts rather than what I was originally filming for. My dad, who is amazing, and he's my main editor and my main partner on all of this, he's done so much amazing work to make those shorts look good, to make all these videos look amazing, to do all this stuff to make the channel look as spectacular as I can. I barely could do half of the stuff here if it wasn't for him. and it wasn't for the support of everyone else who was a magnificent part of this channel. For a long time early on, you can tell this when you watch like the Runaway Railway video or you watch the WonderCon video or anything like that. I was actually sitting there with him in the editing room making these videos happen. I was actually talking about these with him, and I was there making the decisions and helping make sure that these are fleshed out so they could fully become what was needed. But recently, I've been very hands-off on these videos. I haven't been there to be a creative and helpful content maker. I'm looking at my script a lot. I do apologize. I am looking at this a lot, just because I'm making sure that I'm keeping my thoughts in order. These last few shorts that I've done, they highlight a lot of amazing things that I've managed to do. And a lot of things that I've been so lucky to be invited out and experience. But I'm not giving these the full effort that they deserve. I'm not giving the shorts the full effort they deserve, and I'm not giving the full-length videos the effort that they deserve. When I started this channel, I wanted to cover my life and my experiences as an autistic person in theme parks and just in everything else in my life, with comic books, gaming. I wanted to cover the things that I loved in life, but I also wanted to use a bit of my background as a scientist. I wanted to cover engineering. I wanted to cover the science and the principles behind these, but I also wanted to cover how that then related to how I connected with these things in my life as an autistic person. When I hear praise about the channel, the major videos that I hear people praise on the channel are my interview with JoJo or the Runaway Railway video, which started all of this, which were basically the start of what I really wanted to do. I was talking about these things that I loved, but I was talking about how they related to people, how things changed in the park design and the layout, how things changed in the engineering of the park. I mean, a good element of my dream, even as I've sort of feel like I've been faltering a bit, is that I do want to be an Imagineer. I do want to work for WDI, and I want to be able to make these next big things, to make these lands continue to grow and be better, so that more and more people go out and experience them and have fun and don't feel like they're left out. But with the recent batch of shorts and the recent batch of how I've been handling videos, I feel like I've failed this. I feel like I've failed this vision, and it's not a good thing when you feel like you've failed your vision and you're barely 3 months into the channel. So, what do I do now? How do I handle this from here on forward? I'm all about keep calm and look for solutions, even if I haven't really been keeping calm on my own front recently. Well, now I am calm. Now it's time for me to find the solutions. Well, as it stands, YouTube's way of handling my scheduling is not working for me. The way that YouTube wants me to be able to keep up with the idea of posting shorts practically every day and trying to be out there to be like on the edge and talking about these cutting edge topics, it's not really working for me, and I feel like I'm just throwing out things that are kind of cheap and haphazard, and I feel like I'm barely giving any of these parts the dignity that they deserve. Even if it's going to slow the growth of my audience, I need to focus on why I started this channel in the first place. And so, as of now, I am adjusting my already turbulent schedule to be something that I can handle a lot better and to make this goal possible. So for starters, on top of this video, I will also be releasing the next 2 Knott's Berry Farm shorts that I was hoping to release this week. So you will see both of those shorts today on top of this video. But after today, shorts will only be released once a week on Wednesdays. I will be releasing more of these shorts that are not only enjoyable and cover some of the sillier aspects and kind of the more fun that I have. I also want to be able to cover real briefly the topics that I want to talk about and the topics that I think are most important. I want to, more thoroughly show how I use stuff in my bag. I want to cover how I use my adventuring gear. I want to cover a bit more of how to talk to characters and park employees. And I want to talk about more and more what it's like just in general with me going to these parks as an autistic person. As for the long form videos, my plan is now to release them only about once a month, but in doing so, I want to actually give more and more of an effort to making these videos as good as I can, making them to the best of their ability and to cover exactly what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the engineering a bit more. I want to talk about what the engineering and how these rides and these lands, with how they're laid out and how they're designed, how they then affect someone who's a person like me on the spectrum. I can already give you a preview of the next few videos that are coming out. The next video is going to be an overview of Knott's Berry Farm, where I talk about the lands a little bit in detail and how they are in terms of being an autistic person, as well as how you get things like boarding pass to be able to use it as an autistic person in the park, and everything Knott's does to help neurodivergent people. I also have a couple of videos planned for Universal Studios. One of them is one I'm super excited about, and that's Super Nintendo World. I'll be covering that land as well as Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. And I want to really take the time to talk about a ride that I originally did not like, but now I've absolutely fallen in love with, and that's Transformers the Ride. In order to do these properly, I need to be able to take the time to make these videos excellent. Like, not just something that is helpful and enjoyable, but something that is fulfilling for both you as an audience and for me as a creator. To all of my fellow adventurers, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video and for supporting the channel up until this point. I honestly could not even have gotten this far without you guys. If you want to give support to the channel, please check out any of my shorts, any of my past videos. You can watch them on repeat, you can watch the playlists, you can listen to the podcast version that's on here. Anything that can help, because the algorithm's going to be weird in the future. I mean, I'm changing up how I'm doing scheduling, and I'm nowhere near just churning it out to beat the algorithm. I'm going to be starting to make things that are a little bit more high quality and to a higher standard, but that also means that it's not going to be picked up as frequently. So for those of you who can stick around and help not only check out what's going to be new and upcoming, but can also help by watching everything in the past, that would be amazing. And again, I just want to say thank you for all of your support during these messy times. I still have a lot to learn about running a YouTube channel and about doing a lot of this. And I just want to thank you all for helping me improve, helping me change, and for just being there with me as I continue working. Until the next adventure, farewell. Caddy's Adventure Diary!